Welcome to Biomutant. The rain is clean now, but wait till it gets to the goo. Let's see. Someone could probably make good use of that plastic scrap over there. Days wasting. Get to work while you can. Wheel the control box handles to buzz the wire. Wired up and ready to go. Sharp dressed. You need to swivel the globus's bearings. It's time to create your own path. Glad to see some wood scrap there. One down soon. Lit! This mount has quite a bounce to it. Mysteries unlocked. That's Camp Thistle, and it's about. Hot smock. Itchy trigger finger. Key overflow. That hurt him. Don't forget the past. Learn from it. Might be something here. There's a serenity about this spot. It's a place for rest. Wow. This one seems to be in good spirits despite being left here for dead. Has heard that you only follow your own personal code and is worried you've lost your respect for life.
Kuali.
Asks you to do the right thing for the sake of your conscience. It's only through your inner conflict you're held accountable for your actions.
Dakanio umumwaka.
It's sad to see you're staying on this road to ruin and that you're so determined to help no one other than yourself. It's not getting any brighter. The Wingnut Chug Tunnel. It goes on forever. Key Extreme. You're maybe not sure you want to leave. pick up the pace race. Choo Choo says he knew you'd come through. If someone makes a stop at your station, it's for a good reason, but he understands no one gets their tracks greased for free. He'd be happy to part with his spare grease sprinkler, as he believes it's a great fit for any of your business that needs to be unstuck. He keeps it safe in a box on the handcart in case of emergency. Wants to keep it there in case of an emergency, but realized it's long overdue already, the world crumbling and all. Choo Choo says you should help yourself to the grease sprinkler. It's a versatile tool from the bygone, a last of its kind, so don't let it go to waste. He's convinced you'll put it to good use, as there are lots of stuckies out there that need greasing to open. Says he's glad to see it in good hands, rough as they might be. Choo Choo says he can't wait to get out of this place. Says you should take care. You shouldn't worry about smashing up the box. Choo Choo has no use for it now. Choo Choo says he feels strongly about helping his next, just like you did for him. He's convinced there was a bigger reason you met. Sometimes the wrong train will take you to the right place. He believes you've got what it takes to make a difference. He's witnessed it himself. Says fate is like the rails. They lead in certain ways, and you can only fight that for so long if you want to get anywhere. Choo Choo's thrilled you found the Ark. Just imagine how much faster than a chug that thing must be, and no rails needed. Needs no rails, no roads, nothing but air. With the world ending and all the chugs going with it, it's fun to think about what kinds of yards the Ark could take you to instead. Hopes you'll be careful with the Ark. That's the last one around these parts. Wonders who you might call aboard the Ark with you.
So what we have here is someone looking for a way out if everything fails. There's a seat open on the Ark, but why would you want this company?
I'm so glad you chose that. We're born alone, we live alone, so let's not meet the end on our own.
We are better off on our own alone. Everyone else are just means to an end.
Being alone is not the same thing as being lonely. And now we don't have to be lonely. It'll all work out in the end.
The end must justify the means. So let's hope the Ark is strong enough to carry us all into the future.
Wishes he could go with you, but he couldn't bear to watch what you do with the Ark. Choo-Choo says he's ready to pack up and leave. Wouldn't be surprised if you met again. There are places up ahead far worse than this. Wiz says that there's no plan to confront the Merkpuff until the octopod is properly armed. He's happy to tell you that the cannon he's been working on now just needs ammunition. He says his old friend Boom makes all things that go bang. There's a rumor that some of Boom's pyro sticks shot off and are out there roaming free. You should keep an eye on the horizon for pyros. If you're fast, you have a shot at catching some of them before they go off. Boom has named the place Puff Duff Bluff. It sounds silly, but it's an accurate description considering most of the pyros are duds, seeing as they're as old as the old world. For a beastie, this mount is so gentle. That's a bang plant, where Toxanol used to make all sorts of splody things before it blew up in their faces. Individual attention. Busting heads. Power's up. That's a good find. That looks like an unbanged pyro stick on the loose. Better catch it before it goes off. It's been a long night, but it's over soon. The pyro sticks will cause a bang, but targeting is on you. At least now you have a chance to hurt the Merc Puff where it counts. You should aim for the head. That's the Merc Puff's weak spot. Thinking doesn't seem to be his strong point. Wiz has been working on another cannon, but instead of pyro sticks, it squirts guppos. Scaly distractions for anyone with an appetite disorder, and irresistible for the Merc Puff in particular. Seems the best way to find guppos is go talk to Gil. He has a natural sonar and knows where the guppos sub the surf. This means you'll have to go visit Gil at Burblebottom. Find Gil and he'll be able to tell you where to find the guppos. He used to run a pet shop stocked with guppos, but since they've become more difficult to find, he's diverted his attention to make them grow in numbers instead of giving them away. Seems like your mount likes you well enough. Could be a monster napping here at any time of day. A bric-brac that's still standing. Now, that's a find. This is Burblebottom, residence of Gil. Let's see. Everything seems moist.
Sion, Midge.
Happy to finally get to meet you. He's seen a lot of things wash up on his miniature shore, but nothing as exciting as you.
Ira!
Claims to have been born swimming, but he must flap-flop clear of it during these dark days.
A steady of man.
It must have been upstream only to get to this point in your histo-future. But which way are you going now? With the flow or against?
Gweth.
Once you see which way the waters flow, it's a lot easier to go where they're going, even if that's over the edge of the world.
Penedraf Sarin.
Either way, it's a shame the surf has gotten so nasty.
Wife and
Thinks life is like trying to ride a wave. You need to pick the right one, but you don't really know which one that is until you're on top of it. Better to ride a wave than let the perfect one pass you by.
Wife and
Seems to him that there's always another wave coming along.
my Finke Forte.
Figures he's ridden his last wave, though, what with the world coming to an end.
I don't know.
Doesn't understand why you made the goo gooier.
Fest and trip.
Can't stomach how you hang with the Jagni. They keep so much stuff for themselves that they could share with the world. Claims they have way more than they need, and the rest of the world suffers for it.
Tenocratish.
But none of that's nearly as important as enjoying the day, right?
Betty the Fudo.
He never drank from this pond because of the disgusting things done there.
Betty the Fudo.
Even the fish stopped drinking here after the pollution made the surf mucked and the air blocked his gills. He figures the Tree of Life isn't drinking either. Or, well, that's not true. He said it does drink, as it has no other choice. It's a tree, but it's forced to drink poison. Figures you're right, but that doesn't mean he has to drink that. His friend Wiz needs guppos for one reason or another, and Gil is ready to point you in the right direction. But here, you're only going to find dead ones. He's pretty sure Wiz wants them alive. Well, at least the ones that aren't already rotting. If you head in the right direction, you'll find a clean enough bit of surf to snag yourself some guppos. Then you can get them to Wiz for whatever he has in mind. Figures he's always been a friend to Wiz, and now he can be one to you, too. Best part of this ride is it runs on green stuff. This is Guppy Grotto. Some of the beasts who live here have never seen day. How many days like this do you think the world has left? You always find good use for things like that. It's sweatering here. Says good on you for chatting with Out of Date. Wishes you goodbye. That seems to be enough guppos to provide the octopod with infinite ammunition. He's surprised the Merc Puff's been able to hold its breath all this time. It's just another proof of the evolutionary change caused by Toxanol's contamination. Being undersurf has meant the Merkpuff has been left alone to munch on the route down there undisturbed.
Palam kachoy.
This means the northwest route has suffered more damage than the others.
Palanarkal iran vanar.
He's sure there's enough time to confront the Merkpuff, but he worries if the world has enough years left to last his lifetime, even if you stop the World Eaters. He thanks you for dealing with another world eater. You're halfway there. He's got word out of date spotted Lupin and has a feeling your time has come. He hopes you're up for it. This is your moment. The time has come for you to face the past and make the Predator pay for what he did. Just head back to the foot of the tree. Fingers crossed Lupin will stay put until you're there. He's learned you discovered and activated the last of the arcs. How exciting. That's the only word that really works for it, he's sure. It's heartbreaking that so much will be lost when this world ends, but the Ark can take you to new places for fresh starts. The world had a far better chance before you came back here, but you had a destiny to fulfill. Questions if you could possibly have any open spaces left for fellow travelers on that Ark of yours.
So what we have here is something...
I'm so glad you chose that. We're born alone, we live alone, so let's not meet the end on our own.
We are better off on our own alone. Everyone else are just means to an end.
Being alone is not the same thing as being lonely. And now we don't have to be lonely. It'll all work out in the end.
The end must justify the means. So let's hope the Ark is strong enough to carry us all into the future.
Almost can't speak. He's so happy to be joining your voyage, to conquer the skies and everything beyond. Wiz knows it's the same old, but he likes talking to you. Says you should take it easy. Is your mount paying attention? Lupin's camp has always been there, hidden deep inside the mountains. Tread carefully here. This is Lupin's camp. Grab tight and don't let go. Let's see.
Far come makoto far titaba.
Out of Date says the time has come for you to
Maoketo tolu ayadre.
Lupa Lupin is still staying in the camp where he was brought up. He hopes you'll find the answers you are looking for there.
Loto lupayo.
It's in your nature to hope for the best but prepare for the worst, but it's likely a meeting with the Lupin will end in confrontation.
Ugambon ang ugakadie promo bufu.
He'll point you in the right direction, but the rest is up to you. This part of the journey is one you'll have to do on your own. Lupa Lupin's camp has always been there, hidden deep inside the mountains.
Kozata ghetto.
Out of Date hopes you'll find your way and the answers you were looking for once you're there.
Papa mofo bak.
He knows he said it before, but the time has come to put an end to the Lupin's reign of terror.
Kabobe farhi.
You should get over there, come face to face with destiny. It's going to be you against the Lupin. No rules.
Mao maoya.
He's happy to help.
Mayami.
Wouldn't be surprised if you met again. At least there's no parade around for it to rain on. Lupa Lupin says he's been looking forward to this moment. He wanted you to come here and see for yourself where it all started. He was so little when your mother and kin came here to put an end to his mother just because she was different, a hunter. That night, the hunter became the hunted, trapped with nowhere to run. He says your mother showed no mercy, only vengeance. He can see that you're like your mother. You would have made the same decision and taken the same action she did. You're a killer too. They orphaned him, left him alone, an outcast and a freak. Lupa Lupin says he's been reliving the moment every night since then. He says your mother and her disciples started something that couldn't be undone. They created the monster he would become. He knew his time would come, and he was patient. So, when he got news about your birth, he knew how to get revenge that would last. That's why he spared you that night he raised the village when you were a child. He wanted you to suffer for life, like he had. He marked you for life, so he'd recognize you when you met again, and you'd eventually remember where you came from. His hunger grew insatiable over the years to come. He tried, but being vegetarian wasn't in his nature, and he couldn't go hungry. But he's never taken a life for the sake of appetite. It's always been about survival, and that our true self is being who we are. A deep look into nature will make you understand everything better, and that natural selection eliminates, and the strongest survive. Fate is for those too weak to determine their own destiny, and now the time has come for you to accept yours. Freeze! Power surge! Darkness makes you miss the light.
Cantita duela bofo.
He's happy to help.
Yevofo lola nofo.
You're still aboard your mount, which is probably a good sign. Now, this is the way to travel. Just put one stomper after the other. A smart foe would leave now. The world is awake. Uh-oh. The Jumbo Puff is kicking it up a notch. It's time for an electric performance. That's a Jumbo Puff with an appetite. Ain't no fuzz. Better put an end to it before it ends our world. Bad feeling about this. It goes all the way down to the stomach. Start like a snack, and you'll end up with a ride down the intestinal canal. That's too close to the end station. Better move up and away, or be swept out the bowel way. What a super-sized worm whip. That must be as big as they come. You see, it's what's on the inside. The Taurus is pumping. Who would have guessed it would go down with a throw-up? Can it really get any better than that? That sealed the fate of the third World Eater. Just one more to go. Out of Date asked to see you again to congratulate you and let you in on the final phases of his plan. This is your chance to get his priorities aligned with yours. Take control of the situation and make sure your goals become his. Just head back to the Ark. He seemed eager to see you again. He's helped Out of Date to get the Ark hardware restored. There's just some wiring left to do before the vessel's ready for takeoff. He says the spark plugs didn't fire, so the pistons couldn't compress the black juice to generate enough spruty bang bang for a takeoff. Can't imagine what you would have done if Out of Date hadn't discovered the Ark. He trusts you won't leave without him now that the tree is dying. He trusts you'll take him with you on the Ark if it comes to that, as you share ideals, even though you both view the world through your own lens. It's not that he doesn't care about others, but the fact that the Ark only has 4 extra seats means you have to be picky when choosing company.
So what we have here is some...
I'm so glad.
We are better off on our own.
Being alone is not...
The end must...
He's looking forward to sharing the ride. Gizmo will always make time for you. Understands you have other places you need to go. The world is waking up with dawn. Out of Date says there'll be consequences of the war, but there are more pressing matters at hand.
Wherefore, where?
The last World Eater has been left undisturbed with the tree while you focused on the war.
Muk Bebuk.
He guessed someone with your dark perspective and key would prioritize resolving the tribe war before facing the World Eaters.
Muk Bebuk.
Regardless, Out of Date is grateful the tribe war is over.
Wherefore, where?
Out of Date understands the road has been rough, but you already know what's left to end this journey, and it'll be tough.
The water.
You're the only one that's strong enough to face the last World Eater. The New World Order can only be achieved by someone with a dark perspective, even if that means letting the final World Eater attack the tree too. Only time will tell what the future holds, and if it will bring a lasting peace for those that make it to the end. Out of Date reminds you it's time to confront the last World Eater. Hey, a mount has no gears to grind. The shadows are only getting longer. Let's see. Beefed up. You stumbled upon Bang Shelter 3J, one of the older shelters. Best part of a mount? No need to refuel. That bric-brac lock looks like no one cracked it yet. You found High Topper. There's an outfitter and an upgrade bench up in that little... Let's see. If you're looking for monsters, you found the right place. What did Toxanol dump down in this gutway? Be gentle, this mount's a breather. That's Four Cave, a fine place to hole up. Watch your balance. This thing has a mind of its own.
Tukonda.
Noko is always willing to help.
Dere?
Didn't have much help. Much harder to see outside now. There's a serenity about. Try to be friends with the beast. The Hex Hut. Maya makes her home here. Let's see. You found an old bric-a-brac. Might be worth exploring. This place is made for monsters. You need to point its face in the right direction. That straw barn should hold enough hay to find the pinpricker. Looking down from the mountaintops might be a bad idea. That was the last of them. You've sealed the fate of the tribe and the tree. It's time for the end game. You have your destiny. Follow it all the way back to Out of Date. He never told anyone about what's next, but he's sure it involves you. Just make sure you don't let anyone but yourself control your destiny. You've come too far for that. The tribe comes first. It's time to return to the tree one last time. There are tough times ahead, no matter where you go. Hopes you have a great sky glide with whoever you take along. Goop knows he's repeating himself, but can't help talking to you. Figures you're the worst kind. Someone who could... So, hopes you... Goop knows he's repeating himself, but can't help understand... Heard you haunted up an ark for yourself. Now, that's one amazing kind of prize. Imagine what you could haunt with that. Figures you can travel to where there are more monsters. Figures if the world dies, you can use the ark to get you someplace where there are new monsters that need haunting. Guesses you're making a good dent in putting this world down, and it needs that bad. Either way, though, that ark sure seems shiny.
So what we have here is someone looking for a way out if everything fits.
I'm so glad you chose that. We're born...
We are better off.
Being alone is not the...
The end must justify the means. So let's hope the Ark is strong enough to carry us all into the future.
Says he was right about you. You're one smart haunter. Can't wait to ride off in the Ark to new haunting grounds with you. Moog's glad you keep coming back. So, says you covered the important things already. Allergic to the swamp sludge.
Andro?
She wonders if the rumors she's heard about you finding the Ark are true.
Orasa durut.
She's thrilled you found one. There's nothing you can't do.
Rumblera marsamawum.
The Ark seems like the only way to escape this world now that it's officially doomed.
Vaseno kasaman waru.
Can't stand that you spent so much time trying to ruin the world. The Gnotes live in this world too, you know.
Ganorota.
Any idea who might be joining you on your Arky journeys?
So what we have here is someone looking for a way out.
I'm so glad you chose that. We're born alone, we live alone, so let's not meet the end on our own. Being alone is not the same thing as being lonely. And now we don't have to be lonely. It'll all work out in the end.
The end must...
Asil natu.
Much as she would like to join you on your voyage, she can't abide anyone who treats Gnotes so badly. Gotta pass.
Taifanamenua.
Noko knows she's known.
Verena masalapu.
Laxa clock somewhere. Gulp says he's heard a juicy rumor that you found an Ark. He wonders... Figures that's inspiration enough for a whole raft of drinks. Just imagine having an Ark when the Tree of Life runs dry, to be able to jet off to some other juicy land. Claims he's ready to toast your attempt to put an end to all this. What better way to go? Wants to know if you might want a master blender along on your Ark trip.
So what we have here is...
I'm so glad.
We are better off.
Being alone.
The end...
Cannot believe you chose him to go along. Says he's going to come up with a glorious new drink for your trip. It's hard to understand the guzzle, but it's something about flip-flop the flip-flops and not getting sauced. Wouldn't be surprised if you met again. Out of Date says the signs of the end of the world are everywhere. It seems nature is preparing to take revenge. The day of reckoning is coming, and you are invited. He can feel you're approaching the end date.
Kojo.
If you haven't decided whom of all like-minded, dark-souled beings you've met have earned a seat on the Ark yet, it's time to do that now.
Yevofo lola nofo.
Then grasp your last chance to make sure Lupa Lupin's stopped for good. The tree settled its score, but it left yours half done.
Tu vovu.
He says you need to see Lupa Lupin eye to eye one last time.
Koyetu koveboy.
He's happy to help.
Iboda kelmok.
Hopes to see you again soon. The Tree of Life still stands. Question is, the Sifu is seeking revenge too. He hasn't forgotten what Lupa Lupin did, but he also wants to stop him from attacking his tribe. Now that the world as we know it seems to end, he wants to make sure the Lupin ends with it. He hopes you agree. It suits your dark nature. There's no room for predators in the world the Jagni tribe is building. But he knows this is your fight. You should handle it. Lupa Lupin's own fear was his shackles, not the roots of the tree. It just changed him. You have a chance to stand back and let the tribe handle it. The Sifu is ready to step into the fray. Are the odds about to change in your favor? If a friend dies, something inside you dies. You can save the Sifu by making yourself a target. You're up. shockwaves spread when the world crumbles. This is not a prophecy, me telling you about the future. It's you shaping it. Here's a vulgar display of power. The more he does, the stronger he becomes. It's time you remember who the real enemy is and stop playing the game his way. This is how it ends. The Predator and the world itself suffering. But at least it's a sign they're both still alive.
So, what we have here is a clear matter of life and death. And only you can make a difference.
Ruining someone else's life for revenge comes with a price. There's no change of heart this time. I hope it was worth it.
Change of heart. There was only ever one way this choice was going to be made, the right one.
The right choice. Doing good and keep doing good all the way until the end would have been best.
The best? That's justice. And the justice we deserved was revenge. We got what we came for.
We all make choices, but in the end, our choices make us. There's no peace without forgiveness. It's no better time than now to accept a helping hand. Do you wonder what turn life might have taken if you'd done things different? A left when you went right? A yes when you said no? You saw a world drenched in its own cruelty and didn't sway from your path. And so, a great cataclysm draws close. Life doesn't care about heroes and happy endings. Bad things can lead to good. A seed of life, the beginning of something new. You balanced the dark within a world imbalanced in its light nature and made a difference in a place that needed change. You allied with the Jagni tribe and became omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. However, light and dark does simply represent the polarities of life. One can't exist without the other. This is how it begins. The world's headed towards rebirth of a primal paradise as evolution paves way. We're at the mercy of nature. So, trust your conscience to show you the way, and everything else will follow. As foretold, you were destined to split the chains of this world. But you're not alone. You filled the Ark, and those that shared your perspective and gained your trust will accompany you on your journey. Is there a world out there that's better suited for those imbalanced in their dark nature than this one? Whether or not, we'll leave your story on record, so those who come after will know you followed your dark nature and let the world end to start anew. So, when all is said and done, it turned out to be an unusual ending after all. What could be better than ending the story the right way? Ending it your way, a beginning of something new.